Okay, we're ready to go ahead and flowchart our solution. So I've double clicked on Visual Logic, click Continue, do Demo, and it lets us know we can't save our work. So I say yes, and then I shrink it down so it can fit in the box, and we're ready to go. All right, so remember we're doing this from our problem statement, and it starts out with our constants, and anytime we see an equal sign, we will use an assignment. So weekday, Control C, Control V, and that's 5. And then we'll do another one, an assignment, weekday rate, Control C, Control V, and that's 10. I don't mind typing numbers, but I never type text. Okay, the next one is going to be our 3 inputs, so I'm going to put input. And again, we always use the more. First one is num dogs, Control C, Control V. And for this prompt, inside quotes, we're going to put how many dogs? Question mark. All right, so that's that. The next one's very similar, so I'm just going to copy this and paste it underneath. So now I got 2 of them. And then I'll just edit this one. So this one is going to be num hours, Control C, Control V, and this is how many hours. Whoops. All right, and then I have another one. This next one is nothing like the other 2, so I might as well just go ahead and stick it in normal. Okay, and this one is going to be weekday, Control C, Control V, and we have yes and no. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that and paste it in. And then I'll go ahead and add my quotes. Again, it has to stop and start with quotes. And then I'll ask the question. Walking on a weekday, question mark. You can see I just need to expand this out so we can see what we're doing. Yes or no. Whenever you know what, or you have specific values you want person to type in, you need to include them in the prompt so people know what to type in. If you say walking in the weekday and they say yeah, YEAH, then not that they would, but if they did that, then it would come up as a false, even though it was a weekday. So you always want to tell them exactly what it is you want them to type in. So now we have a decision to make. And again, a decision is going to be with an if. And then we're going to take the 2 values. Again, we don't copy the if. Control C. We just do the 2 values and how we want them compared. All right, good. And then on the true side is what happens if it was true. And that's this right here. So that is going to be weekday rate on the right, Control C, Control V, and rate on the left, Control C, Control V. And then on the left, it's very similar. So I'm going to copy that and paste it to the other side. And then just change the 1 value. Okay, because this side is weekend rate. Control C, Control V. Done. All right. So that's the only thing I'm doing in that decision. And I have one more calculation, and that's going to be down here because it has nothing to do with that decision. And we're always going to do this math. So final fee on the left, Control C, Control V, and then num dogs, Control C, Control V. Okay, and now we have our outputs. Let me move this up a little bit. Okay, so our first output is going to be num dogs, Control C, Control V, and again, now we're going to have to add a label, the number of dogs walked, colon, space, space. And then on the other side of the quote, we're going to need the join symbol. Again, that jumped down here because this isn't big. So that's how we want it to look. Okay, the next one is very similar. So I'm going to copy this, paste it in, and then just change num dogs to num hours. And the number of hours the dogs were walked. There we go. All right, and then the rate, that's totally different. So I'm going to go ahead and add that separate. Okay, I'm going to copy in rate, Control C, Control V, and then add a label. The rate for this dog walking event, colon, space, space, and then $sign. And then on the other side of the quotes, I'm going to add my join symbol. And then final fee is kind of similar, so I'm going to copy that, paste it underneath, and then just change it. So this is for the final fee. Control C, Control V. Okay, and okay, the total fee for this dog walking event is going to be that. All right, so now we have our entire flow chart done, and we need to test it. So if we go back to the problem, you can see that I have practice data here that we're going to use. So let's go ahead and run it. Number of dogs, you can see down here, is 2. It's 5 hours. And the answer to this is yes. Now, it's important that you put quotes in when you're typing it in that box. If you don't, let's just do it not so you can see. So if I make a mistake and don't put quotes in, it's going to come back and tell me, hey, only digits are without quotes. If you put text, you need quotes. Nice thing is when I click OK, it'll bring us back and we can put the quotes in. It doesn't shut the whole thing down like it does with other error messages. So we have 2 dogs, and we walked them for 5 hours, and I'm going to charge them $5. So you can see that's here. Uh-oh, should have a $sign there. Oh, no, 2, 5, and then the $5, and then the $50. So we know that that's working. So let's go ahead and run the next test. Same thing. It's 2 dogs. It's 5 hours. This time we're going to say no. And 2 dogs, 5, and you can see now it's $10 and 100. One last thing, let's take a look and let's put an error in. We have 2 dogs and we have 5 hours. And then I type in capital yes. So saying it's yes for a weekday. And look at this. It's giving me the weekend rate. So that's important to remember. We're going to be doing something called error checking and error trapping later on. But for now, we're going to go by what we type in. So if you tell them to type in a capital Y and then you test for a small y, they're going to type in the capital Y and then come out with the wrong answer, and that's your fault. So you need to make sure you tell them in here exactly what you want them to type in so that it works. All right, that's it for this lesson. On to code.